Hi guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another reading. Today we're going to take a look at what is your spirit team trying to tell you. We have 3 different piles for you to choose from. We have pile 1, CHRYSOCOLLA. We have pile 2, SODALITE. And last but not least, pile 3, Rainbow Obsidian. Take a few moments if you need to choose your pile. You can even meditate on the piles. You can pause the video and really just get the feel of which pile is right for you. And then I will see you in your pile. Hi, my pile 1. You have chosen this beautiful CHRYSOCOLLA crystal. It says here, start fresh, which tells us immediately that your spirit team is saying that you should start fresh. There is a situation in your life which is on the verge of changing into something new. And I feel that you've been a bit stagnant. I feel that you have been resisting the change, and the change will not happen without your consent. I feel that that is something you should be aware of. You are the one who chooses when this change will occur, and you are the one who decides to start fresh, to start anew. So your spirit team is trying to emphasize the fact that you have the power, pile 1, to actually change your situation for the better. Even though it might require stepping out of the comfort zone, even though it might be a little scary or uncomfortable for you, the new start, the new fresh start is needed if you want to progress forward in your life. But let's take a look at some oracle cards to see what is your spirit team trying to tell you. Let's get more depth to this message. What do you need to know? What does pile 1 need to know? What does pile 1 spirit team is trying or want to let you know? We have Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. I feel with this card that you, pile 1, have been called to really walk the talk, practice what you preach, because I feel that a lot of you who have chosen this pile, you are someone who is very aware, someone who is very self-conscientious, and you are somebody who may even teach others about spirituality, about religion, or just ways of living that actually creates a higher quality of life. But you have been doing so primarily in theory. You haven't had so much experience in the practical sense. And I feel like this is the call for you to actually practice what you preach. And for a lot of you, this might be very easy to put into practice, but I feel that for the majority of you in pile 1, you have been called to step up your game, to really know firsthand what it means when you know you're not going to die if you change something, to know that you're not going to end up being existentially in danger because you change something, or end up being alone or unaccepted by your peers, or whatever this is, that you will not succeed if you do this change. So I feel that you have been a very good motivator for other people, but now when it comes to you, you have fallen a bit short. There's this fear that is coming up. And this card and your spirit team is calling you to overcome that fear and really start doing everything you motivate other people to do, because you can do it as well. Okay? I feel like this is the bottom line for you guys. You need to start fresh and you have everything you need to actually do that successfully. The point is that you are not there yet. You don't think you can do it. And this perception is the thing that needs to change. You will be supported once you make this shift. And I feel that most of you in Pile 1 have lost their faith in life, in God, in spirit, that they will hold you, that they will support you through this shift. And I think that you need to get that back for yourself. Let's see what else. What is your spirit team trying to tell you, Pile 1? What is your spirit team trying to tell you? So we have Anahata, which is the heart chakra. Very beautiful. I think we're going to put it here. And one more. And we have the Muladhara, which is the first chakra, the root chakra. So it's very interesting that these two chakras came up for you guys. And I'm going to explain why. If you don't know a lot of information about chakras, I'm not going to go into that in this reading. You can find that online, or maybe I will do a video on it sometime in the future. But basically what this is about is that your new fresh start has to do with something that is motivated by your deepest desires. So whether you want to change your profession so that you can actually do something that like brightens you up from inside. You might have been doing a job that pays the bills, but now you are called to start a new profession that actually suits your soul's desires rather than just pays the bills. And this is where you have a problem, because your root chakra is not adjusted well. Your mindset is not adjusted to that shift yet. So you feel that you need to do a certain profession in order to survive. And you don't yet have the perception on how you can do that by doing the job you actually want to do. If this is not about the job, if this is just about some other decision regarding your love life, or maybe regarding your health, friends or family, just apply it accordingly, because basically it is the same. There is something your heart desires, but you don't have the faith that you will be supported, as I already mentioned, because you don't feel that you will be able to make ends meet in some sense. You don't feel that you will be able to succeed or achieve your goals. You feel like there is a block, some type of blockage here, that it's not possible for you to actually have the thing you want and be successful and wealthy or healthy or happy. And until you realize that these two are not in opposites, rather that these two, when they work together, create something amazing, they create wonders. Until you realize that, you will be afraid to start this new fresh start. Because the thing you are projecting, the way that you are imagining your future, it seems very dark. It seems very unsatisfying. It seems totally different from the thing that you feel it can be. But because you have a blockage in your first chakra, it's impossible for you to manifest anything tangible or long-lasting. I did a reading for my people on my creation channel yesterday, but it was totally different topic, but they got the Muladhara chakra as well. And I'm going to tell you what I told them yesterday, because I feel like it's very important for you to understand here as well. Until we are well grounded, until our root chakra is very well implemented or open towards the ground, towards Mother Earth, everything we do, all our efforts will be in vain. Everything will be blown away, as easily as the wind blows the leaves. Everything you put into your dreams, into your aspirations, can be wiped out very easily because it's not rooted well. There is no surprise that a tree or any plant grows its roots to be strong, so that any wind or any type of weather that comes along through the years is not something that will be detrimental to that plant, because the roots keep it in place, it keeps it firm, and it brings to the plant all the nutrients that are needed. And this is where you need to work on, pile 1. You need to work on connecting how to do the thing you love, and how through that to manifest your your wellness, your riches, your abundance. Because it is possible. It's just you don't have the connection there yet. You don't understand how to connect these two things. So I would definitely advise you to work on your first chakra and to see how you can root this soul's desire into physical plane, so that it can bring you fruit, so that it can bring your ideas, your goals to fruition in the end. Okay, let's clarify this with the tarot. What do we need to know here? What does your spirit team want you to know? What are they trying to tell you? We have the 5 of Pentacles, yes. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the 10 of Wands. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So definitely you guys are types of people who have not yet seen anybody do what they love and actually make a living of it. Or if you have, you are very suspicious about whether that is the only thing they do, or whether they have actually done it themselves without other people's help, or without connections, or without family inheritance, etc. So there is the lack mentality here. Lack mentality that is keeping you stuck, because you feel that the moment that you start pursuing your soul's wishes, you will be left out in the cold. You will be left to ruin, and everybody will turn their back on you, even life. And if you do have that belief, I feel like this reading is a call for you to change it, because the spirit team is very clear on this. There is success for you, pile 1, but it is linked to your root chakra. And this is something I often see in the spiritual community that I am primarily and majorly part of, that a lot of the teachers, they start denouncing or start bad-mouthing physical stuff, wealth, anything that has to do with materialism. Not in terms of being obsessed with materialism, but they're actually denying themselves physical or material possessions because they deem it as something bad. And why do you feel that, and why do you think, and even more than that, why am I convinced that that is actually not a way to go? Because if you are attached to something, let's say you are materialistic, they will say that you are obsessed with materialism, and that it has power and control over you. But that's just one side of the story. We have the other side of the story as well. If you reject something, if you hate something, if you deem something as bad and really focus on that, you are also controlled and possessed by the very same thing you're trying to push away. So those people who only go into the spiritual realm, who only find value in spirituality but not in the material plane at the same time, they are very much imbalanced. Because if you hate something, if you condemn something, you are just as tied to it as the person who loves it, who wants to possess it, and who is basically controlled by it because they want it so bad. There are two sides of the same coin. Wanting something too bad and rejecting something because it is so bad, okay? It's basically the same thing, but from two different perspectives. And this is where you need to, maybe some of you needed to hear this. So maybe some of you have decided that material life is bad for some reason. But you as a human being, as a soul who is in this body, who has a human experience, you have been given a physical body. You have. Which means it is necessary for your experience here. Which means it cannot be bad. And if you go deep into spirituality, you will see that the true nature of life and true nature of God is oneness. Not dualism, but oneness. Which means there cannot be light without darkness. There are two sides of the same coin. And if you only acknowledge the spiritual realm where you can find the creator, the divine masculine aspect, but you decline and reject the physical aspect, which is divine feminine, which is Mother Earth, you have basically denounced your power to manifest, because the woman, the divine feminine, the Mother Earth, is the energy that actually brings ideas from the creator to life, which allows this experience that we call life. And the very moment you accept that the physical, that the material is just another aspect of God, you will find new ways to work with this energy rather than avoid it. Because everything your soul desires needs to be expressed through the physical as well as the spiritual. Don't forget that. That is the root, the basics of any spiritual teachings. But it's very interesting to see how people forget it so easily. And if somebody needed to be reminded of that today, I'm glad that I was here to tell you this. Because this was kind of my observation from the start when I started my spiritual journey with yoga. And the more that I practiced, the more that I read, the more that I had experiences, I saw a lot of people getting into this trap. Either they were way too physical or way too spiritual, but at the end of the day, we always talk about balance, about equilibrium. And going in each direction is actually going further away from our true nature, which is our soul, which is actually an extension of God, which is oneness. And in that terms, your success and acknowledgement and recognition lies within the healing of the first chakra in your relationship with money, your relationship with materialism, and your relationship with how does material possessions have anything to do with spiritual work. Maybe some of you are healers and have trouble setting a price for your treatments, for your services. And this might be the case for a lot of you. Or you have been setting your prices way too low and you feel exhausted. You feel that you have put a lot of work and effort, but you're not getting the equal payback. And that feeling is not here in vain. It is trying to tell you something, to teach you a valuable lesson about who you truly are and what is important to you. And don't ignore that. This is where your most work needs to be done. And when you do it, you will see that a lot of burdens that you have carried on for years because somebody told you that it has to be that way, or you felt that you don't deserve to put a certain price on your services, all that weight will be lifted from you because you will get a broader perception of how you can serve people by charging for your services, how you can serve them even more. I'm gonna do a video on that sometime in the future when I get comfortable enough talking about these topics in English. So until I feel more comfortable, you will get that through the readings. But at some point, I'm going to do some lectures for those of you who feel called and drawn to these types of subjects. And to finish off with the Queen of Pentacles, at the end of the day, you are meant to be rewarded for your hard work. You are meant to be rewarded for living your dharma, because this is your dharma, guys. This is what you are here to do. This is what your soul chose to do when you decided to incarnate in this particular time and space in this body you're in. And the true sign that you are on your way of dharma, is that life is supporting you financially as well. And I hope that you guys take this very, very seriously, because if you denounce and reject the Muladhara energy, so the energy of rootedness, of materialism, of possessions, you will always feel like you are giving way too much and not getting anything in return. And it is draining, guys. You will feel it if you're not feeling it already. So I feel your spirit team is trying to tell you, work on your root chakra, follow your heart, start fresh, and claim what is yours, because you deserve the payoff for all the beautiful work you are or will be doing for other people. Pile 1, I hope this resonated. I hope that I could clarify some things for you, and I hope that I will see you in the next reading as well. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the SODALITE crystal, which says speak your truth. But that's not all, guys. You got actually 2 cards. You got the Sunstone crystal as well, which says take pleasure in the things you do. So right off the bat, your spirit team is trying to tell you that the truth you have been hiding or just not expressing, and the truth that you have been wanting to express for so long, is needed to be expressed. The time has come for you to tell what's on your heart, to tell what's on your mind, and let people deal with the truth. And until you say that truth, until you tell it to the people who need to hear it, you will be held back from pleasures in life. Not all, of course, but some that are important to you. Because with the Sunstone, what I see here is that the truth you need to express will set you free in a way, will set you free from certain expectations, from certain obligations, or maybe promises that have been made in different circumstances. And for a lot of you, I feel that you are afraid of how people might take that truth once you express it. But bear in mind the following. The truth is not the thing that actually hurts us when we hear it. What hurts us is our shattered expectations, our shattered perception about something. And you have to bear in mind, pal, too, that it is not your responsibility how other people will take that truth. The only responsibility you have is to tell it in a way that is kind, but in a way that is also honest. And how others will react is none of your business, none of your fault. And you don't owe anybody anything, actually, when you think about it. The truth is the truth. You cannot change it. You can be quiet about it. You can start to lie. You can embellish it, sugarcoat it, whatever. You can do whatever, but the truth will remain the truth. Sometime you can avoid telling it, but at the end it will catch up. At some point the truth will come out, and nobody will be able to sugarcoat it or lie about it, because once it is out, it is done. So you're not actually hurting anybody here. I would actually say that you are speeding up the process and actually helping those people to recover faster, because there will be a lot less time in which they would have been living in a lie. And the truth, once you express it, will allow you to do the things you want, pal, to. Because I feel that you have been keeping quiet because you felt responsible for somebody or something. And you felt like you cannot say the truth. And it has prevented you from doing the things you actually want to do in your life. And your spirit team is saying, go ahead, pal, to. Go ahead, express yourself and move forward. And see where it can lead you, how your life can look like and feel like when you do that. Okay, let's see a bit more information on what is your spirit team trying to tell you. What is your spirit team trying to tell you, pal, too? We have Freya. Phases and cycles. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. This is actually a very beautiful card, because I feel that your spirit team is trying to tell you that that your perception of you hurting someone with the truth is just an illusion, and that by you feeling that you're actually protecting somebody by not expressing the truth is prolonging the suffering. It's actually making things a bit worse. And once you say and express the truth you need to say, you will be given another beginning, a new beginning to actually do things in your life that please you. Because now I feel that a lot of you guys are like a slave to this truth. You need to live in a certain way and in terms of somebody's expectations, and you have put yourself and your wishes and your goals aside because of it. But there is so much beauty that comes after this truth is expressed. You will feel such a release. You will drop such burdens off your back that I cannot even begin to describe here how I feel that this will have an impact on your life, pile too. Again, if you need to stay in this a bit longer, it's totally fine. But bear in mind that you are prolonging the inevitable and maybe making things worse for everybody involved. And at some point, this truth will come out, whether you will say it or somebody else will say it, because the truth always comes out. The question is whether you are willing to stay a few more years, a few more cycles, a few more phases of your life and waste that time on a lie instead of living what you actually crave, what you actually want for yourself. Let's see what else. What does your spirit team want to tell you? What is your spirit team trying to tell you, Pal 2? What do you need to know here? We have Diana. Beautiful. I think I'm going to put it here. And we have one more. What is your spirit team trying to tell you? We have Asana. So you got two branches from Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is type of yoga that I actually practice. And asana is physical position. Sthiram sukham asanam. Stable and comfortable position. So I feel that the asana card is trying to bring light to the fact that the place you're at in your life is not actually comfortable, nor it is stable as much you think it is. And because you're put in this position, you're trying to find a way for it to be stable, for it to be comfortable, and for it to be long-lasting. But you need to face the truth here. Things need to change because you are neither comfortable nor this is the situation that can be held together for much longer. And I feel that you are aware of that. Something is beginning to shift. Something is changing and you're fearing this truth coming out. But your spirit team is very clear on this. You should be the one to speak the truth, not somebody else. Be brave here and speak your truth. It will set you free, Pal 2. So, asana is the third anga, or the branch, or maybe the step. That's maybe better to say. In the Ashtanga Yoga, Ashta means 8, Anga means limb. So 8-limbed yoga. So there are 8 steps to enlightenment. And the third one here is basically the one that we in the Western civilization actually encounter first. Even though there are yama and niyamas before asana. And those are ethical principles which we practice with ourselves and with the world, which usually people in the Eastern civilization start with before they even start doing any asana. And I feel that you too have skipped a step or two. And that is the ethics in this situation, because you are not being truthful neither to yourself, neither to the parties involved here. And with Dhyana, which is actually another limb in the Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana wants us to really go into the meditative state, to hold our concentration on one particular object for a prolonged period of time in order to achieve higher states of consciousness. And I feel that you here have been called to actually see beyond your current situation, to focus on what might happen for you that is good after you have spoken your truth. And to see the bigger and broader picture here, and to focus solely on it, on the version of you actually succeeding and having this situation work out for the best for all parties involved, and to see how much satisfaction and joy and pleasure this change can bring to you after you have spoken the truth. And until you do that, until you divide your attention to that, I feel you're going to stay stuck here. You're going to stay fearful. You're going to fear the truth, but truth is nothing to be feared from. Because truth can never hurt you. Only lies, expectations, and clouded judgments, clouded perceptions are the ones that can hurt you. So bear that in mind, pile 2. It might make all the difference for you once you hear this. Or maybe not. It's fine either way. But I feel that some of you from pile 2 needed to hear this. Let's pull some tarot cards to clarify this. Okay. These are too many. What is your spirit team trying to tell you? Pile 2. What is your spirit team trying to tell you? We have the King of Wands. I'm never sure about this deck because it has very specific court cards. So the graphics on the card is very specific and it's very hard to distinguish the Queen from the King. But I definitely feel this as a King of Wands. But it really doesn't matter. I read primarily intuitively, so energy will be right. We have Death. What is your spirit team trying to tell you? We have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. So basically your spirit team says, work up the courage. Find the courage within yourself. Find the strength and be proactive. Step into the leading role and lead yourself and all the parties involved into a transformation, into an ending of this farce, of this charade that you have been living, of this falsehood you have been living in. And release and free yourself from it and charge ahead towards the life of your dreams, towards pleasure, towards your emotional fulfillment. I feel that like your reading has been very clear from the get-go, from the first 2 cards that we got, and this is just further explanation of what we have already mentioned. But I guess it was necessary to repeat again and again and again the same message because I feel a lot of you are insecure about it and maybe you just need encouragement. And look at the Scorpio sign here. So maybe you need to be a bit like the Scorpio energy. Very mysterious, very intense at the same time, but very deep. I feel that if you approach this truth with the same characteristics as the Scorpio sign has, so be mysterious. So do not lay all your cards on the table, but be intense as well, and do not hesitate. Charge ahead. You can be very truthful and very loyal and very caring, but without letting anybody step over you and without being fearful. You can charge ahead. It's safe for you, pile 2, and live the life you want. My dear pile 2, hope this helped. I hope this resonated as well. And I hope you'll find the courage to move forward with this because I feel that you are very close to achieve this. And if this reading has helped you even a teensy bit, I'm glad I have done my service today. Until next time, pile 2. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Rainbow Obsidian. Heal your heart. But the same as pile 2, you got actually 2 cards. And the second card is red jasper, take action. So what is your spirit team trying to tell you, pile 3? You need to heal your heart. You need to take action on that matter, because I feel that some of you from pile 3 have suffered for a long time, and now has come the time to actually do something about it, to actually heal your heart and take action to make necessary adjustments and changes in your life so that you can be happy and you can be satisfied with how your life looks like. For a lot of you, this will have to do with your love life, especially because I see here a heart shape, which definitely makes me assume that a lot of you have a broken heart, that somebody has broken your heart severely, and you haven't been able to heal it ever since. And because of that, and with all the reds and the purples and the pink, I definitely feel that it has come the time for you to do something about it. But let's take a deeper look into this situation. What is your spirit team trying to tell you, pile 3? What do you need to know about this? We have Mary Magdalene, the teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. So the first thing that comes to mind will not apply to the majority of you guys, so bear with me until I get this message out. I feel that some of you are either on a twin flame journey or are somebody who knows a lot about connections and relationships because you have been through a lot and you have learned the craft through experience. But you haven't healed completely yet. You haven't reached union yet. But you do have the potential to teach other people how to get better, how to build better connections, how to build better relationships. And with the experience you have collected through the years and throughout your life, I feel you're more than competent to teach other people. But as always, when you work with other people, I always tell that it is a prerequisite to heal yourself first, at least to some extent, because you don't want your clients to trigger you with their topics, with their problems. So you need to heal at least to a certain extent so that your clients' stories and problems do not trigger you. Okay? So bear that in mind for those of you in pile 3 who resonate with this. For the rest of you who have not found themselves in this particular story that I just told, I feel that a lot of you can learn a lot from Mary Magdalene, from a person who has been judged, who has been brought down to her knees, who has been basically outcasted, but she still rose above it. She didn't take to heart what others did to her, and she healed that with grace and with love for herself. I have this program that is called Love Yourself, but it's in creation, which has helped a lot of people to really find love for themselves, to learn what it actually means, how does it look, and how to actually do it. And the next program I'm doing is Love Worth Waiting For, which will start in about 3 months. And it all comes down to this: healing your heart, healing your wounds, like addressing your traumas, because they have an immense impact on your life. Not just your love life, your life in general. And I feel that some of you need to hear that love can really heal any wound, and that it is possible for you to get better, to feel better, and to find somebody with whom you can share that love with. And for those of you who are my twin flames, okay, who are in a twin flame relationship, I know how it feels. I have been through one. I have completed a journey. I came into union, and I know what it feels like to go down that path and trying to get to the surface without losing yourself. And it is tough, guys. I know. But at the end of the journey, the rewards are incredible. The rewards are even better than you can ever imagine. But this goes for all of you guys, not just the ones that are on the twin flame journey. Because you have an open wound, it's not possible for you to even experience that type of love that wants to come into your life. But the existence of the wound here is just a calling for you to heal it, to be able to experience that type and that level of affection, of support, of appreciation, of unity with another person. And until you heal that, until you heal your wounds, which most of them are actually from your childhood. You will get to that when you dive deep into the trauma healing. You will see that very clearly. Until you do the work, until you heal what is unhealed within you, you will have a hard time building healthy relationships. You can try your best, but you will have a hard time doing it. So start seeing all of this as a call for you to reach unity, to reach wholeness, to integrate all the parts of you that are feeling disintegrated. But let's take a few more cards to see more details about this. What is your spirit team trying to tell you, pile 3? What is your spirit team trying to tell you? We have Sita. Wow, this is beautiful. So I got this card yesterday in a reading on my creation channel, and it was as well about people who have been hurt emotionally by their partners, by their twin flames, soulmates, karmic partners, whoever, who have really left a scar on their heart. And Sita is a goddess that stayed loyal and faithful and loved her husband even when everything went south, when everything went wrong. She was just so devoted that nobody and nothing can steer her off her path. But Sita as well has a darker side, another side, which is not so positive, right? And the side is that she forgets herself, she forgets her needs, she forgets to love herself, and she overgives to other people, to the ones she loves, and totally forgets herself, puts herself last. And this is why loving yourself here is a prerequisite. Otherwise, it will be detrimental if you don't learn how to give to yourself first. Because you can only give others as long as you have something to give. And if you are overgiving and just giving, at some point, you will be deprived of everything and you will no longer have anything to give. So Sita is calling you to start to give to yourself, to start to love and appreciate yourself the way that you would want another person, your future partner or current partner, to appreciate you, to love you, to respect you. You first need to give that to yourself so that others will know how to treat you, because you are the one that sets the bar. You are the one that sets the boundary. And if your boundary is all way low, they won't have the need to put it higher than you have put it. You will place the bar. They will just act accordingly. So if you place it high up, either they'll rise up to your bar, to your boundary, and respect it, or they will fall off. They will remove themselves from your life. But you are the one who needs to stay firm and hold your ground where your boundary is, because you are the one that sets it, and you need to stay consistent with that boundary. Not let anybody walk over you. You need to start with yourself, pile 3. And now I'm feeling a tingling in my throat, which tells me that this has triggered a lot of you guys in your throat chakra. And I know why that is. It is definitely connected here, because you have let other people walk over you, and you know that deep inside, you feel it, and it's affecting your 5th chakra, your throat chakra. The feeling of powerlessness that comes along with it is very familiar for a lot of you guys. I bet it is. And this is actually calling you to claim back your power, to see that you are the one that has the power to set a boundary and demand others to respect it. And if they are not respectful, let them be gone. They're not your people. They're not meant for you. They are meant for a version of you that doesn't respect yourself, that doesn't love yourself, and doesn't care about yourself. And if you want to be that person, that's perfectly fine. But because you are here in this reading today, I know that you want something better for yourself. And my whole line of work actually deals with this topic, because people do not know how to love themselves. And it's very sad, because loving ourselves is the base, the foundation of any healthy relationship. I'm not talking about vanity here. I'm talking about true, healthy love for yourself. Let's see what else. What does your spirit team want you to know here? What are they trying to tell you? We have samadhi. Beautiful. So samadhi actually is enlightenment. To see how you are connected to everyone and how everyone is connected to you. To see yourself in everyone and everyone in yourself. You have very similar energies to the reading I did yesterday on my creation channel, which is most interesting here, because I feel that of all the piles today in this reading, you, pile 3, are my types of clients. Not pile 1 nor pile 2. You, pile 3, are types of clients that I would usually attract. The ones that have serious wounds, and the ones that are ready to transform them and ready to love themselves and live a life worth living. You have suffered enough, pile 3, and this is what gets you going towards change. And I feel that a lot of you have been becoming aware of the fact that all the hurt you've been going through within relationships is just a reflection of something you have experienced before. And you see yourself, your own reflection in that person who might have hurt you in the past. You see how this is connected to something else from your past. You see a pattern, and because you see a pattern, you know that there has to be something within you that causes that. I'm not saying that something is wrong with you, pile 3. Bear that in mind. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have a wound that keeps reenacting itself in order for you to heal it. But because at the time that wound came into your life, you were probably somewhere around 1st to 7th year of your life, because you were a little child, a little kid that was hopeless and that was powerless. You didn't react in a good way. You reacted like a child, which was normal, but that was very traumatizing for you. And you kind of froze in that moment. And once the same situation happens again in your life, you're not acting as a grown-up. You start acting as the same little kid that was hurt somewhere until 7th year of your life. And it's not something you do consciously, it's unconscious. It's subconscious, to be exact. And that is why you don't have any power over it until you heal the wound, until you heal that little child, that inner child that was left sad, lonely, guilty, angry, unfulfilled, unsatisfied. Until they have the need that wasn't met, you will react the same way, just as that little kid. Not as a grown-up, not as a 25-year-old, 35-year-old, 45-year-old, or whatever your age is. You will still be that little kid that felt this wound for the first time. And this is what you are realizing. This is why everyone is a reflection of you, because you have a wound that is not healed and it's reflecting itself in your relationships. And this is why you are my ideal client. And if anytime you feel drawn to work with me, I would be most satisfied and very, very happy to be helping you out with this, because it is my specialty. Let's see what else. Let's clarify with the tarot. What is your spirit team trying to tell you? Maybe some of you need to meditate a lot, a lot. Because once you get into a meditative state, you're basically clearing all the trauma. I mean, it takes time, of course, but you are clearing trauma from your nervous system. And it does take years and years and years. That's why I would always recommend combine meditation with some maybe coaching techniques, which actually go into the trauma itself and resolve it, so you can get instant results. Combine the two approach and see where it will take you. Let's clarify with the tarot. What is your spirit team trying to tell you? We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Page of Cups. Interesting. We have the Moon. And we have the Two of Swords. So for some of you, I'm definitely getting that your relationship with your mother or your grandmother or your ancestors on your mother's side is causing the major blockage here, is causing this wound. And I feel you need to forgive them. With the Page of Cups, I'm definitely feeling you need to forgive them for what they did or what they didn't do. For why you were put in this situation that left you, in a way, emotionally crippled. And once you are able to forgive them, to see why they did the things they did, to see the broader perspective, to see how they were hurt and how they couldn't give you that what you needed because they have been deprived of that as well, you will see them in a new light. And it will become very easy to forgive them. You don't have to force forgiveness. It will come naturally once you see the story behind their lives. will become so apparent to you that I feel that forgiveness will happen spontaneously. And after that, you will forgive yourself because you have stayed that little child in your grown-up years, and because you didn't know how to handle it better. And with the moon, I would definitely say that there is a lot of fears and insecurities in your subconscious mind that are trying to come to surface in order for you to heal it. And you have been called to do that here, but you have been stagnant. You haven't yet clearly decided that this is the way you want to go. And if this reading is the thing that will really make you decide to go along that path, I'm very glad that you have been given a chance to hear this reading today. Because with a little work, a little coaching, and a little bit of meditation, you can go a far way. And you don't have to suffer pile 3. The time has come for you to live a better life, a more pleasant, more fulfilled life without this pain. Claim it as yours and do the work that is needed. My dear pile 3, I'm very honored to have the chance to do this reading for you today, and I hope that it helped even in the slightest way. If you need help with this, let me know. I'm here. If you need anything, write me an email, book a session, whatever you need. Just do something, because there's so much happiness waiting for you once you start moving and healing your wounds. Until next time, pile 3.